through the app, or you can go and look on demand. We'll have like a backup file. So we're slowly building the backup file, but so you don't know. That's why I'm wearing this, and there's that, because there is a live version of it as well. So as we just begin today, let's just find a nice tall spine. Maybe if you want to place a blanket underneath your bottom, or you can place a bolster underneath your bottom. Find a nice long spine. As you notice where your hands rest, facing down on your thighs, you need some grounding. Maybe they're resting up. You need some receiving. We're going to come to our breath with an equal parts breath. We'll inhale and exhale at a count of 4 together. And then we'll go off on our own. So on your next inhalation, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Just continuing on your own. You can extend that breath to a count of 6 or 8, or just leave it where it's at. Doing without strain, allowing the body, the nervous system to relax and turn inward. Beginning to notice as the forehead softens, and the jaw relaxes, and the shoulders melt away from the ears. Let your sit bones ground into the earth. Just take a moment to bring in your intention or your sankalpa. Maybe this positive affirmation that you've been working with. If not, we can use this, I am, and then any word that comes to mind, fill in the blank. Maybe I am peace, or I'm love. Repeating it to yourself one time. We'll keep the eyes closed. We're going to gently let that right ear fall to the right shoulder. Feeling both shoulders soft. Take an inhalation in. And as you exhale, drop the chin down to the chest, rolling its way to the other shoulder. Take a full inhalation here. Exhale to the other side. Use that 4 count. Your equal parts breath. And to begin to let the shoulders and neck soften. Let's do 2 more rounds. As your ear makes its way back to the right side. We'll stay here for 3 rounds of breath. You can even bring that left hand down toward the mat. Slowly dropping the chin down to the chest, moving its way to the other side. 3 rounds of breath here. And then the head roll to center, gently coming up. You can flutter the eyes open. Place the palms face up and just gazing at one point on the floor. Just observing any sensations through the neck and the shoulders. As you feel ready, we'll flutter the eyes open. Place the hands face down on the thighs. If you are sitting on a blanket, make it a flat blanket or just remove it altogether. We're going to bring the opposite leg in so that we switch the position of our feet. Placing hands on our thighs, we're going to begin to rotate our torso. So just bringing our chest forward, taking an inhalation. Exhale, rounding the spine. Nice inhalation in, slow exhalation out. Stay with your breath here. Noticing any thoughts that are coming in and come back to that breath as we stay in this moment. As you feel ready, go in the opposite direction. Let the inhalations flow in long. Exhaling long. And we'll come back to center as you feel ready. The eyes stay closed or a gentle gaze toward the top of the mat. The palms face up just to observe how the body's reacting to this movement. Observing it in non-judgment, just to be aware what's going on within our body. You can continue to keep the eyes closed. We're going to bring our hands by our sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. They are parallel. As you exhale, your right hand comes down, left hand comes over. Feeling both sit bones. Grounding into the earth evenly. You can gaze straight out. If you want to feel something different, you can gaze up toward the sky, just being aware what feels best in your neck and shoulders. Letting the chest stay open, so feel the shoulders stack on top of each other. Stay with the breath, the shoulders are soft. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale to the other side. Gaze is straight out or up toward the sky. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale to the other side. Now, as we gaze straight out here, or we can gaze toward the floor, feeling a different sensation in the neck and shoulders. It doesn't feel right, just moving to a spot where it feels comfortable. We're opening up the neck and the shoulders. So often our shoulders and our neck are so tight. Maybe from working at a computer, from driving, just from the daily stress. As we begin to soften it, stay connected to your breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead as the fingertips meet. Slowly bring them down through heart center as you exhale. Letting the palms face up on the thighs. Eyes can stay closed or a gentle gaze toward the top of the mat. Just observing those sensations through the side body. Been opening up the ribs, expanding them, expanding the lungs. And then gently open up the eyes. Bring our right leg forward. Bringing the toes up toward the sky. Bring the opposite leg toward the thigh. We're going to take the skin and remove it from the bones. Just gently twisting the leg up and out on both sides. So we feel the sit bones grounding in toward the earth. Toes are straight up toward the sky. Feel that calf touch the floor, your mat. And then we'll place both hands on either side. And then feel your spine nice and long. Stay with your breath here. You can gaze at your big toe as your drishti point, or just close the eyes. Noticing if your shoulders feel tight or they're creeping up towards your ears, just gently roll them back. Beautiful. Stay with your equal parts breath. And then notice if you want a little bit more, you can gently hinge at your hips, bringing your torso forward towards your thigh. Still keeping the spine nice and long. So you feel from your tailbone to your skull, it's one nice long line of your spine. Gently coming up, we're going to bring that left foot on the floor. We're going to go into a twist. So bring the opposite arm around that thigh. Then you'll feel the opposite hand right behind your back so that it can help prop your spine even longer, keeping the toes up toward the sky on the right foot. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, twisting over that leg, gazing over the shoulder toward the back wall, or you can gaze toward the side doors. Really wringing out that breath. Those right toes float up toward the sky. Beautiful. Breathing into the corners of the lungs. Nice long inhalation. Slow exhalation. And we'll release that. We'll bring both legs long, palms face up on the thighs. And be noticing as you gaze at both toes, that one leg feels longer than the other. Just stay in this observation as you stay connected to that breath. We're going to bring in the opposite leg or your right leg, and then bring the foot toward the thigh. Your left toes are up toward the sky. And then we're going to rotate the skin up and out. So starting with that thigh. So you feel your sit bones just a little bit closer to the earth. Palms are on the earth. Feel your shoulders over your hips. Point the left toe even higher toward the sky. Stay with your breath. Gazing at the big toe, or close the eyes. Feel your nice long inhalation and slow exhalation. Let the shoulders soften. Want a little bit more, you can hinge at the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. Knowing it might just be a slight movement forward. You often have very tight hamstrings, so stay with your breath here. And slowly rising the chest. Bring that right foot to the floor. And then wrap the opposite arm around that leg. And then your hand is right behind your spine to help prop up your spine. Taking a deep inhalation in. On the exhale, twist over the thigh towards the window or towards your back wall, looking over your shoulder. Continue to feel the toes point up toward the sky. Beautiful adjustments. Releasing the twist, bring both legs nice and long. Place the palms on your thighs. You can gaze at your big toes or close the eyes. Maybe noticing now that both legs feel even. Feel a little bit wider in our chest and our lungs as we've twisted. You can keep the eyes closed or flutter them open. We're going to bring the back of the wrist, top of the wrist together, and then just gently roll them in a circular motion. Just bringing a little extra blood flow to your hands, to your wrists. And then going in the opposite direction. Stay connected to the breath. And then as you feel ready, wiggle the fingers and just release. We're going to move on to our hands and our feet, or excuse me, our knees and our hands. So bringing a blanket to your mat, if that feels good, to keep your knees supported. You can bring your blocks near you as well, just in case you want to use them. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Let your knees be below your hips. We're going into our tabletop. So if you do have some concern with your wrists, you can always make fists. Feel the navel come to the spine so that your core is strong. Gazing a few inches above those fingertips. On the inhalation, bring the head up, drop the belly for cow. Round the spine, tuck the chin for cat. And just continue to move with your own breath. Inhalation, the head rises, belly drops. On the exhalation, tuck the chin, round the spine. So you move through your cat-cows. Keep the flow of breath even as it comes in and out. Coming to a neutral spine. Pausing here. We're going to bring our right arm forward, thumb toward the sky. Let your left leg be back. Toes can be on the floor, or you can bring your toes off the floor, whatever feels best in your body. As you gaze at that thumb, stay with your breath. Feeling left hand ground into the mat. Let's sweep the right hand out to the side, left leg out. Stay with your breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale them out. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center 1 last time. Exhale. Feel the navel toward the spine as you bring the hands back toward the mat, knee back to the mat. Feel both hands ground evenly into the mat. Let's extend that left leg, left hand forward, right leg back, or the opposite. Your toes can come off of the floor. Gazing at that thumb, stay with your breath. Inhale, sweep the left hand out, right leg out. And exhale back to center. Inhale, sweep them out. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more rounds. Stay with your breath. We come back to center, bringing both hands down. Both knees down. We're going to bring our feet nice and our knees nice and wide. Going to a wide-legged child's pose. Your big toes are together as you slowly lower your hips towards your heels. You can place your hands on top of each other, or you can use the block to place your forehead on. Just to rest here. Noticing any sensations that are running through the body. Stay in this observation mode. You just let things come and go. Not trying to judge what happens or what's going to happen. Be here now. We're going to gently come up onto both hands and knees. Let's bring our blocks in, placing them underneath our hands. If you don't want to use blocks, you don't have to. We're going to bring our right leg in between and then feel that right knee over the right ankle. Feel the fingers spread wide on the block. Feel noticing how this feels in your right hip. We're going to point our toes to the corner of the mat so they point out. And we're going to bring our knee forward as we inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg. We're just massaging that hip. So stay with your breath here. Inhale, the knee forward. Exhale, straighten. Stay with your breath. You go through these movements to create more fluidity in our daily movements. Stay connected to your breath. And these little movements can have profound effects on our daily movement as we continue to practice them. I'll just come to a neutral pose. So bring the toes forward. And then slowly bring that knee back down toward the mat. We'll bring our opposite leg in. Just pausing here as we take some time to make sure that the knee's over the ankle. Noticing how this feels in our left hip. Stay with the breath, gazing a few inches above the toe. We'll bring that left toe pointed to the corner of the mat. Inhale, bring the knee forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, the knee forward. Exhale, straighten. Stay with your breath. And one last round here. Meeting with our knee over our ankle, toes pointed forward. We'll bring the knee back down toward the mat. Pausing here for 2 breaths. We'll bring the right leg forward in between our hands. We're going to lift that back knee up off of the floor, extending it long, pushing the heel toward the back wall or away from you. Stay with your breath here. You can stay right here, or if you want, you can lower the knee down. Just notice what feels good in your body. Then we're going to sweep the arms up overhead. Stay with your breath. Inhale, bring the arms into cactus arms. Exhale, straighten. Again, you can always keep the knee lowered to the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, feeling those shoulder blades come closer together. Inhale. We'll do 3 more rounds. Stay connected to the breath. As you're completing your 3 rounds, bring the hands back down toward the block. Pausing for a breath. And then we'll meet that right knee toward the mat. And bring the opposite knee or foot to the mat. Making sure that our shoulders are over our wrists to keep the wrists safe. We can curl the back toes to bring the knee off the mat. Again, checking that left knee is over the left ankle. Feeling that heel push toward the back wall or away from the body. You can lower the knee down or keep it where it's at. Then sweep the arms up overhead. Gazing straight out, stay with your breath. We're going to inhale the arms into cactus arms. Exhale, straighten. Stay with your breath. Feeling those shoulder blades tighten toward one another, as if you are squeezing a pencil in between your shoulder blades. Let's do 2 more rounds. And bringing the hands back down, bringing that knee down. And you remove the blocks because we'll bring our hands to our mat. Pause here for a breath. Curl the toes. We'll bring our hips up into the air, making them as wide as the feet are as wide as your hips or a little bit wider. We're coming into our first downward dog, Uddha Mukha Konasana. You can begin to pedal the feet out, bending one knee, then the other, as you open up the backside a little bit more. Stay connected to your breath. And slowly lower those knees down. Placing, again, just double check our shoulders and our wrists are in a line. And then we're going to come up into our push-up pose or push-up position. And then we're going to bring our hips back into downward facing dog. So we're going to move from the push-up to downward facing dog. So going slow with our breath. Stay connected. Bring your feet as wide as your hips. Let's do 2 more rounds. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. And then if you have a blanket on your mat, remove it so that you can walk your feet to meet your hands, and we'll meet in our forward fold at the top of our mat. Feet are as wide as our hips, let the arms just dangle. Maybe even letting your hands sway from side to side. You can grab opposite elbows. Let the crown of the head, the top of the head, just be parallel to the earth. You can make a micro bend in those knees. And then release the hands if you have your hands on the elbows. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your head up last, will come up into standing. Let the shoulders roll up to the ears. We'll do that a few times in this one direction. And then go on the opposite direction. And we're going to find ourselves in Tadasana. So placing palms by your sides. Feet are about hip width distance. And then feel the right four corners of the foot grounding into the mat. Feel the left foot grounding into the mat. Stay connected to your breath. We're going to move into our chair pose or Utkatasana. So slowly bend into those knees. Bring our hands parallel to the floor. Palms are facing each other. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your arms towards your ears. Sit a little bit deeper. Feel the navel to the spine. Feel your hips rotate in, or your pelvis rotate in. Stay with the breath. Feel that engagement in the thighs. You're really grounding your heels into the mat. Stay with your breath. Two more rounds of breath here. Feel the heat rise in the body, continuing to stay with the breath. Release the arms, release the knees, finding yourself in Tadasana, palms by your sides. Shoulders over hips, hips over heels. Noticing if you're grasping for the air or if you're continuing to let the breath just flow in and out. I'm going to do that one more time. Coming into chair pose, Utkatasana, hands are parallel or up towards your ears. Bend into those knees, sink a little bit deeper. Staying with the breath. I'm going to bring that right heel off the mat. Stay with the breath. Slowly lower the heel down. Now the opposite heel. Almost like you're stepping into some stilettos. Slowly release. Now try both heels off, or you can stay right where you're at. And then release. Staying in chair pose, stay with your breath here. Continue to feel that heat rise in the body, letting the nice long inhalation and exhalation come in. Release the arms, release the legs, finding our Tadasana. Palms are by your sides. Shoulders are soft. As we take this pause, notice if you're still connected to your breath. We're going to step that left foot back, parallel to the back of the mat. Coming into a warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. So you can gaze at your front heel and your back foot. You want your front heel to line up with the back arch. Place the hands on the hips. And then maybe wiggle the hips back and forth, noticing when they feel parallel, pause here. Then we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to inhale the knee forward, not past the ankle. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Noticing when you move into this pose the last time, we're going to stay here. If you want to make your stance a little bit wider, you can always bring your foot back. But you also want that front knee always to align up with that front ankle. We're going to gaze toward the rug, bring our arms out into a T. Feel those shoulder blades come a little bit closer together as your chest opens up. Stay with your breath. You bring your heel over here. There you go. Is that okay? No, not good on your knee.
Yes.
Does it? Because they're supposed to be lined up and you're very off. Stay with your breath here. Beautiful. Let's straighten that front leg. Gently bring the front palm forward, and we're going to hinge at the hips going into triangle, Utkatasana. Utkatasana, not triangle. Triangle. Trikonasana. You want that hand on the thigh, not dumping the weight into the hand. You can gaze up toward the ceiling or you can gaze straight out. Just be aware, whatever feels best in your neck and shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms back into your Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders are soft. We're slowly lower our arms to our hips, bringing our feet parallel toward each other. Beautiful. Now point the toes to the corners of the mat. We're going to bend into those knees. And then bring our hands into cactus arms. To our goddess pose or titan pose. So those shoulder blades come a little bit closer together. We're going to inhale, straighten the arms and straighten the legs. Star. Exhale. Goddess or titan. Do that a few rounds. Stay with the breath and feel the equal part breath come in and out. And then this time we're going to stay here. Those knees bent, shoulders, blades are coming closer together. And we're going to bring that right elbow toward that right hip as we work our obliques. So take an inhalation in the center. Exhale, move to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other. Beautiful. Stay with your breath. do 3 more rounds. As you complete the 3 rounds, meet your meeting in center, sinking a little bit deeper with your bottom. And then we'll release the hands, release the legs, pigeon toe the feet together or walk them together. And then place your hands on your hips. We're just going to rotate the hips in a circular motion. So imagining we're creating doing hula hooping, but in slow motion. All in the opposite direction. We'll come back to the top of the mat as you feel ready. Palms are by your sides. Find your Tadasana. We'll step the right foot back now, placing it parallel to the back of the mat or the opposite foot. Again, before we do any movement here, just check that front heel and that back arch, making sure they're aligned. And then you can wiggle your hips up and down as they feel parallel, feeling the navel come to the spine, feeling the core nice and strong. We'll bend the knee forward, taking an inhalation. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. One last time. And then we'll meet in our warrior 2, bringing the palms out to our sides. Feel the shoulder blades come a little bit closer together as you gaze at your front fingertips as your drishti point. Straighten that front leg. Bring the palm forward as we hinge at the hips. Triangle. Gaze up toward the sky or gaze straight out. We want the hips to stack over each other. We don't want to feel like we're bending at the waist forward. We're imagining we're in between 2 thin pane glasses. Inhale back into your warrior 2. Let the palms come by your sides. Set that back foot to meet the front. We'll meet ourselves in Tadasana. Feel your heels ground into the mat. Just notice if you're still connected to that breath. Is your breath flowing into your chest or is it flowing deep into your belly? If it's going into your chest, extend the breath down into the belly. Just observing any sensations through the body. We're going to step that left foot back into our warrior 2. So again, as you get yourself lined up, back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Front heel is lined up with that back arch. You can start with your hands on your hips. Let the knee bend toward the toes and extend the arms out into a T. Let's take 5 inhalations and exhalations here as we gaze at the front fingertips. Stay with your breath. So bring your heels just a little bit this way. Yeah, beautiful. I'm going to reverse our warriors. Bring the back palm toward the thigh, front palm facing up toward the sky. Exhale, reverse. Notice how this feels in your neck and shoulders. You can gaze straight out or you can gaze up toward the sky. Inhale back into your warrior 2. Place your hands on your hips, step your back foot to meet your front. Palms are by your sides in your Tadasana. As you take this moment to observe and pause, noticing the effects of this movement in your body. We're going to step the right foot back into a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, check your front heels lined up with your back arch. Start with your hands on your hips, bending that front knee towards the toes. Extend the arms out into a T. Feel your shoulder blades come a little bit closer together. Take 5 inhalations and exhalations here. Beautiful. We'll bring that back palm toward our thighs, front palm facing up toward the sky. Reverse your warrior. Gaze up toward the sky or gaze straight out. Keeping nice long inhalations and exhalations. Shoulders are soft. Coming back into our warrior two. Bring the hands to the hips. Step that back foot to meet the front. Palms are by your sides in Tadasana. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Hands are parallel. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale the hands to the shin, make the spine nice and long. Exhale, fold forward, micro bend in those knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up and out overhead. As your fingertips meet, slight back bend, gazing up toward the sky. Exhale, coming back to center, hands toward the heart, palms by your sides. And just pause as you observe how this feels in your body. I'm going to do that 3 more times. So inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the hands to the shins, make the spine nice and long. Exhale, micro bend in those knees as you fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up and out. As the fingertips meet, you can do a slight back bend or not, up to you. Inhale back to center, hands down to heart center. Last you. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Fingertips meet, slight back bend. Exhale, hands down through heart center. 1 last round on your own. Moving at your own pace, let the breath guide the movement. Palms are by your sides. Just observing the sensations through the body. Feel the shoulder blades meet a little bit closer. You're going to slowly move on to the floor. So if you want to place a blanket underneath your on the mat, you can do that. We're going to place our feet toward the back wall, And our head is toward the rug. And then just slowly lower the back of the head down toward the mat. Release the feet on the floor as you bring both hands by your sides. Feel your shoulders soften into the earth. Your hips are softening. Just take this moment to observe how this feels in your body. As you begin to ground, you're going to bring your heels a little bit closer to your bottom. We're going to do a moving bridge. So we want our hips to be as wide as, we want our heels to be as wide as our hips. You're going to be gazing at the ceiling. On the inhalation, bring the hips up, arms up overhead. As you exhale, slowly lower the arms down, hips down. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, the hips and arms rise. Exhale, hips and arms come toward the earth. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more rounds here. And then that last round, keep the hips up, the arms are down by the sides. Continue to keep the gaze up toward the ceiling to keep your neck safe. Maybe even feel that slight restriction in the breath or in the throat. On this next exhale, we're going to close off the throat. Feel the tightening in the lower abs. We're tightening our bandhas from our throat to our core. Letting all the air out and then hold the breath. Hold the breath as long as you can. And when you're ready, you can take that inhalation in and slowly lower the hips down vertebrae by vertebrae. Pausing here before you do any movement. And then bring the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. Let the knees fall toward the right. Hands are out into a T. Let's feel both shoulder blades stay toward the earth. Knees can float. You really want the shoulders to be touching more than the knees. You can close the eyes. Stay with your long inhalation, slow exhalation. Using the strength of the core, bring the knees back to center. And let them float to the other side. As you feel even, you'll use the strength of the core to bring the knees back to center. You can take a happy baby by grabbing the ankles, or you can just grab your knees or the back of your thighs and rock back and forth. And I am going to have you roll to your sides when you're done. We're going to go into something called stone gate for our legs for Shavasana, our resting pose. So take your 2 blocks, placing them at the end of your mat. They can be tall or the medium length. They're just going to rest toward the end of the mat, but not all the way at the end, so that you have some room for your legs to drop over them. The bolster is going to go over the blocks. So make the blocks a little bit wider than your hips so that it has stability. And then you're going to place your calves on the bolster, not touching, but you can pick about hip width distance or wider. And then when you feel ready, you can slowly lower your head back. You want to make sure as you gaze at your thighs that they're at a 45-degree angle. And then place your arms by your sides. You can be in a T, or they can just be resting next to you. If you would like a blanket underneath your head, I can offer you that for you as well. Yes, please. And then you're just closing the eyes. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bring this up here so that you can put your arms out if you want. Take a deep inhalation in and sigh it out. Is that okay? Like a blanket for your head. Does that feel okay? Just like a blanket for your head. Feel okay? Just like a blanket for your head. That feels okay. Letting the head rest into the earth. Shoulders are softening. Arms melting. Chest. Hips. Legs. Whole body. Resting into the earth. Take a deep inhalation in through the nose and sigh it out. And let the fingers wiggle and toes. And come back to the body. You can roll over to your right side. If the bolster falls, that's okay. Just let the knees bend. Maybe the right arm rests on, the right ear rests on the right arm. As we take this pause, bring the intention back into your awareness, repeating it to yourself one time. Just observe if it still serves you, and if it does, continue it throughout the day. Otherwise, just drop it. And then coming up into a comfortable seat, you can use the strength of the arms, let the eyes stay closed, or a gentle gaze toward your mat. Let your palms face up on your thighs for some receiving. Let your palms face down for some grounding. And so for the next 60 seconds, as we end this class, we're going to bring our attention to our breath, being mindful of the breath. Let the spine be nice and long. Feel the inhalation come in through the nose, deep into the belly as you will feel that traveling of the breath. The breath flows out the belly, out the throat, out the nose. And continue to watch the breath as it anchors you. You may notice thoughts coming in. Just come back to that breath. Inhaling, exhaling. As we end this practice, bring the hands to heart center, thumbs on the sternum. Gentle gaze toward your fingertips, or the eyes can stay closed. Noticing as we take these pauses, we find more peace within ourselves. Love, light, peace within me honors the love, light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. I also teach this 10:30 on Wednesdays at